Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Dave from Lowdown, filling in for Kirk.
Welcome to the channel, Dave. It's great to have you, obviously in Kirk's absence. We're going to do a video that I definitely know, Dave, you've seen this video. And I know I have. I have no idea about Andy, but this is going to be fun. We're going to talk about the video. Maybe we'll just talk about the video itself and talk about the band. But I would be very surprised if, Andy, you haven't heard this as well. So it's more of a review today than a reaction. But let's go check it out. Right, so of course that was Black Label Society, and the song was Stillborn. Andy, gonna throw it to you first.
Well, that's a reaction video for me.
Never heard it? Never heard it.
Never heard it. We were saying earlier this evening off camera that I've got this narrow doom death channel of music, and I've discovered so much from doing these, and I've just discovered the Black Label Society, and I've probably should have put the word Black Label Society. Honestly, I've never heard it. I know that is Zakk Wylde. I know who Zakk Wylde is. I know he's a fantastic guitarist. I know he's worked with Ozzy Osbourne. But no, I've never heard a note of this particular band. What did I think of that? Not heavy enough for me, in honesty, but is an enjoyable track. He's obviously, as I said, very, very talented. I didn't realise he was the vocalist for that band. I know he was the driving force and the main man. He's on the pre-chorus. He's singing like Ozzy Osbourne. Wish he could sing. Would you agree? That was, I thought, very reminiscent of Ozzy, but even better. Video, very strange. Very quick images of bald men with face paint and a goth girl and guys with pig masks, and intercut with other shots. So that was a bit bizarre. But as a track, that's quite enjoyable, but not something I'm going to pursue, I don't think, because, like I think Kirk mentioned, you get into a band that's so established. Where do you start with their back catalogue, especially if it doesn't grab you as much as perhaps listening to a band for the first time should do, and has done from the ones you've brought to our attention on the channel. So I'll hand it over to the fan.
Go on, Dave.
Well, just quickly picking up on something you said, Andy. In the chorus, you said that he sounded like Ozzy wanted to sound. Ozzy is actually on that track in the chorus.
Oh, okay.
He's actually a backing vocal in that chorus. So
that explains that then.
Nice one for picking that up. Very astute ear. And also, while we're talking about what you mentioned, my advice here is for you specifically, listen to their earlier stuff. Listen to Sonic Brew, listen to Eternal 1919. That's when it was more doomy. From the Blessed Hell Ride onwards, it kind of went a little bit more mainstream. Still, for me, it was still absolutely bang on, but they never quite captured the doomy goodness. Coming to a shop near you, the doomy goodness of the earlier albums.
Yeah,
it was so low and just dirty. But yeah, I recommend listening to those to start with for you, Andy, because I don't think that if you listened to one song to represent the whole of Black Label's sort of like catalogue, that is probably their most popular. When I say popular, the most viewed in their back catalogue. I don't think it's one of their best songs.
No.
But it is probably the one that people know the most, type of thing. That and Bleed For Me, which is on Eternal 1919 earlier. Definitely recommend those. But yeah, Stillborn. I saw an interview with Zach about him laughing about that track. Because he was just saying you don't have to be overly complicated. I mean, look at this song, and he basically plays like 5 notes in it because he's playing just a harmonic, not a pitch harmonic, just a harmonic on the third fret, and he's moving it a millimeter or two to change the pitch of the do 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 do, and it's going up a little bit. And he was laughing about it, going, "You don't need to do this because I've got a track where I literally have 2 notes that change." So I think that he does have a little bit of tongue in cheek. I think the Blessed Hell Ride, which is what that's off, is probably their last probably good Black Label album, because then they started going a little bit more mainstream, which again, don't get it twisted, I still love it, but it's just not as heavy. But yeah, I thought it was great. That's what all people that know Black Label, that's what they want to sing to.
Yeah, I would say, that's the first song that I probably ever heard. I knew Zakk Wylde from being in Ozzy's band, so that's why I'd known about his playing. And
Pride and Glory, his first band.
Never heard it, so I've never heard Pride and Glory. But I'm going to come to a question about Pride and Glory for you in a second, as you know it. But so I knew from Zakk Wylde there. Then I knew of Zakk Wylde in the film The Rockstar. One of my favourite films. Great film. And he plays, obviously, he played Grog, I think is the character he plays on stage.
Yeah.
I saw him playing on that, so I remember it from that point, even as a spoken word part, very briefly.
That's when he could drink beer as well. Yeah. He can't drink beer anymore.
But I think what surprises me about, particularly with Zakk Wylde, is his vocals is not the sort of vocals. If you were to just see him standing in front of you, that voice is not the voice you expect to come out of a person that looks like he does.
Yep.
It's very distinctive. It sounds very Aussie driven in the stylization. He does sing like he's And I'm questioning. So he joined Ozzy's band after, was it after Pride and Glory or before that?
Oh, I think it was just before. I think he was kind of edging on both. I might be wrong.
Because I'm wondering, did his vocal style change when he was then working with Ozzy?
Massively. Yeah.
Because once he'd worked with Ozzy, did he change his vocal style in the similarity, almost like a parrot? You start mimicking. Because I think everyone picked it up that he was doing this, and it's become his vocal style. And I think a lot of the bands we've talked about today, everyone's had their own distinct vocal. All the bands we've talked about today have all had, where it was like Devil Skin, we talked about how great her vocals were and how unique. Zakk Wylde again is one of those very unique. And I think when I first heard Black Label, I wasn't a big fan of the vocals, like a lot of people are when you hear Guns N' Roses the first time or Megadeth. You're like, ooh. But what does happen is once the songs hook you in, the vocals become a little bit mellower to your ear. And now I've got no problem. I actually really like the Black Label vocal style. With whether he's doing things like In This River, which is such a great ballad, Overlord, and all the other ones that he does, which are great tracks. So
he actually wrote all the music for Rockstar as well.
Oh, did he do all of it?
I think I don't know. Well, don't know if he did all of it, but he did a large percentage of the music written.
So there was the guy from there was a guy from Dokken in it as well, wasn't it? And I can't remember who else was.
Jason,
it was the singer from Steelheart that was doing vocals for it, and I can't remember who else did it, but well, there we go. Bit of Black Label Society to wrap up our final reaction video for this evening. But for those at home, if you like the video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.